look at Train Sim World Heavy Haul, CSX Heavy Haul. Looks like a new addition to the train simulator franchise. Got it in hopes that it's going to be a lot better than TS17, as everybody knows was a pretty epic fail as far as you have to have a supercomputer to even be able to run the game decently. It's just not a great game. I remember getting it and I refunded it, I think, the next day. This one looks a lot better. The graphics look a lot better. I will say that I am running a real good setup for graphics. I'm running with a SLI dual GTX 1080, NVIDIA GTX 1080 setup, so I definitely have the graphics power, which probably will give me an advantage over possibly other rigs, I'm not sure. But I just loaded into the game. I'm at the very first start. We're going to get it going here and see how it goes, and I'll give you my likes and dislikes and see how we go from there.
Hand-eye
Check that out.
coordination is critical to operating locomotives on a railroad.
So
Look down at the ground,
first-person
up
view.
at the sky, left and right.
Yep, first-person view. Okay. Would you like to merge vertical axis? No. Look up. Left. And right.
There are many things that are not operated from a locomotive cab, so you'll be on your feet for a fair portion of the time. Stretch your legs for a few seconds to get warmed up.
Okay. Okay, so there's actually outside of train movement, which that's pretty exciting there. It makes me wonder what kind of features they're going to have as far as maybe this is going to be really simulated as far as... Oh yeah, it's going to be... Looks like it's going to be really simulated. Let's see what's happening. Interactive elements are locked, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff like air hoses and stuff like that you may have to actually
climb aboard a locomotive.
Work with. Oh man, see, first look, I'm actually liking this so far because it's more than just sitting in a train. Let's go on the other side, I think.
Open the cab door and proceed inside.
Oh yeah, see, this is what I love the best already, is the fact that this is so in-depth and in detail.
To take control, you'll want the engineer's seat. Head over and sit down.
To how interactive the game is already so far. E to sit in the engineer's seat. Okay. Look at this. This is awesome.
When sat in the engineer's seat of a locomotive, the driving heads-up display will appear in the bottom right corner.
Nice graphics.
This HUD shows key information about the state of the locomotive while you are driving.
Okay.
The dials on the right display brake system pressures. Along the bottom are the direction, throttle, and brake type indicators. Finally, the exclamation mark on the left is the safety warning indicator, known as the alerter. This will illuminate when something requires your attention and must be acknowledged. Safety always comes first on the railroad. So to start with, we need to let those around us know this locomotive is operational. Begin by turning the forward headlights control to bright.
Yes, this is awesome. This fact is how in detail this is. I like this already. I'm a huge trains fan. In real life, actual train
to operating this
anyways. Like, I just love everything about trains.
Brakes, and throttle. The reverser determines direction of travel. Put this into forward. The left is the auto brake, which applies brakes along the entire length of the train. Let's move this to release.
Okay.
We're about to move, so make 2 blasts of the horn to alert anyone around. Remember, safety first. Now add some power, but not too much. Too much power too soon can damage both the locomotive and the cars. Always start off nice and slowly. Increase the throttle lever by 1 notch.
Okay. Here we go. Graphics are pretty decent. Now that we're actually moving it inside the cab, it looks pretty decent.
You're moving! Great work. To maintain a constant speed, move the throttle back to its idle position. While driving, you may wish to view the train from the outside. You can do this by switching to one of the many external cameras. Have a play with moving the camera around while the train is coasting along.
Really nice. I like the free camera controls. There's a lot of options for views and looks.
That concludes the basic engineer training on this locomotive. So let's bring it to a stop. Move the auto brake to initial reduction. As with applying power, too much brake pressure applied too quickly can be detrimental to the train and its cargo.
Yeah, just the fact that everything on the HUD and everything on the controls are so interactive is just a plus for me right off the bat, I can tell you that.
Well done. You're now all set to explore Train Sim World. To learn more about railroad operations, you can trigger tutorials as you explore, or they can be found in the main menu.
I'm just going to continue with the tutorials for now. Go ahead and learn the game. Wow, this looks awesome. It even looks like you're going to be refueling and rotating. Yeah, I love the fact that we're going to be doing so many interactive things with this train other than just sitting in the cab and driving from point A to point B.
So you want to learn about yard switching? Let's take a look. Before a train goes anywhere, crews arrange all the cars together. Meticulous planning goes into making sure the right cars go to the right tracks to make up the right trains. This process is called switching. Climb aboard this locomotive and we'll get started.
All right.
Set the locomotive up and pull towards the cars ahead. Take it easy though. 5 miles an hour will do just fine. Gently bump into the cars up ahead. The couplers will engage automatically.
Let's see how this coupler thing looks in first person. I'm gonna hit it at about 3 miles an hour, which is perfect in previous games experience. Even though I'm still slowing down a little bit, let's give it just a little touch on the throttle. Let's go back into that.
That's it. You got this. Now, haul them back beyond the switch in the track.
Alright. Let's go on, let my brakes equalize. See what it looks like now.
Okay, the train is clear. Bring it to a stop. To put these cars with the others on the adjacent track, a switch in the track must be changed. Climb down from the locomotive and walk to the switch.
Let's go ahead and put this in full service. Walking is not going to do it. There we go. Yeah, that's a long walk. Alright, here we are.
Move the lever so the rails align to the other direction.
Alright.
Excellent. We're all set. Climb back aboard and push the cars down the track, connecting them with the others already there.
Why do you have the gate up?
In there. Alright, and we are back. Let's go ahead and resume this. Where was I? Release, forward. Got a little gas. Looks like we're going to be connecting with these cars right here where the little pointer dot is. Oh, 5 miles per hour was. So let's slow down a little bit. Let's see. Do this couple, watch this coupling again. I'm really curious about is what the air brakes do when we couple up here. Here we go. And that looks like they connect automatically. Yep, they do.
You're doing great. Keep it up. Now to uncouple the locomotive from the cars, climb down and walk to the first freight car.
So climb down to neutral. Oh, my door's still open. Climb down.
First off, tie the brake wheel on the freight car so they are secured in place. Pull the cut lever to disconnect the locomotive from the cars.
Cut lever, cut lever. Oh, there we go. Right in front of me. Cool.
And that's all there is to it.
Very, very interactive game.
This process is repeated until all the cars required are assembled on the same track. To finish, climb back aboard the locomotive and move it up the track so it is ready to assemble more cars.
First impressions, like I've said a couple times in the video already, are pretty good. I definitely like the detail and interaction and stuff that you have to do, even though it's a little more tedious than what most people might want. This is what a simulator should be. This is what I think a lot of people would have liked in many, many simulators. It's a simulator. It's to be as realistic as possible, which so far there's pretty good stuff. Let's move on to the next tutorial. Let's see. Locomotive turntable, so we're going to learn how to use the turntable now.
Let's take a look at how to
Which
use the turntable.
Already looks
It'll come in
just
useful
as
around
interactive
Cumberland Yard.
as the rest of the game.
There are two key components: the table, which must be locked in place to use, and the control cabin where the table is operated from. Take a seat inside the control cabin and we'll get started. On the left is a monitor to view the action outside.
Okay.
In the middle is the rotation control.
Okay. Locked and unlock.
And on the right is the table lock control.
Pretty simple.
Let's activate the desk by turning the monitor on and unlocking the table.
On. And unlocked.
Now we want to rotate the table to point towards the nearby locomotive. Click and drag the rotation control to move the table in the direction you need. Let go of the rotation control as the desired track nears the left side of the monitor.
I'm gonna mute myself for a second while the dogs are barking.